Hello, welcome. Yes, it's another video from us. And this time around, I'm not going to appear on camera, largely because I haven't really got myself ready for such an appearance yet today. And this is something that's been going around in the back of my head for a little while, so I thought I would just share it with you today. Now, I've been thinking, with Doctor Who now involved in Disney, does that mean that sometime in the near future we could see Doctor Who attractions at Disney parks? Does it? I mean, they've not said anything, but also, if I was Disney and I was pumping a ton of money into an IP to distribute it around the world, I'd probably want to just have a little chat, maybe even, about possibly getting some representation around the parks, because there's so much you could do. So I'm just looking at a map now of the Magic Kingdom in Walt Disney World in Florida, my favourite place to go, Disney World. I'm just thinking about all the different opportunities just in the Magic Kingdom alone, because as you go in, you've got Main Street USA, which is a period representation of Americana back in the day. You've got Adventureland and Frontierland, both of which, again, are parts of American history. Liberty Square. Now, Fantasyland, obviously, that's a slightly different kettle of fish, because that's a little less based in our reality. However, it's also quite mainland European oldie-worldy in its aesthetic. It's not impossible to have something there. And then, of course, you've got Tomorrowland, the future, and sci-fi and time travel, something that is absolutely part of Doctor Who's DNA. So what I was thinking was, you could actually pop a TARDIS in each area. And Disney have done this in the past. I believe they've got one going in Epcot, I think, at the moment. In the past, it's been different themes and different IPs. I did this many, many years ago in Epcot, and it was, at the time, a themed Kim Possible adventure. Bit of a fan of old KP. They gave you a mobile phone, a very basic mobile phone, but a mobile phone nonetheless, and what you had to do then was go around the various countries in the world showcase, and you were directed by the characters from the show to do certain things. So stand in X place, press this button on your phone, it would trigger a small animatronic or a video display in a particular country or what have you. I remember one in particular, I went to Germany, and you had to stand in front of kind of like a mantelpiece in a shop, and when you sort of triggered it from your phone, all the little steins started lifting up their lids and playing a tune, and then you got sent on to the next one. And there were missions for different countries. I think there was something like 6 or 7 of them in total. So you could go around and do each individual mission in the different countries around the World Showcase. So that technology is there and has been for well over a decade. You could do it through the Play Disney Parks app, I would expect. In the same way that in Galaxy's Edge, you can do lots and lots of interactive things with various parts of the attraction. There is a side mission with Magic Band Plus where you can go and train to become a bounty hunter. You have to go and actually, track down criminals and then take their location back to the base, and you get sort of points and things for doing so. And with Doctor Who, there's no reason why you couldn't do the same thing. So if you put a TARDIS in various parts of the park, and you could do it all over the whole of Disney World, so they could have different ones. I mean, obviously, you'd put a police box into the United Kingdom, so you could go around and do all these missions. And the great thing about it is you could do it with a split of video and audio, which means you can actually encompass all of the Doctors, because there's no reason why you couldn't get... obviously, at the minute, David Bradley has been filling in beautifully as a first Doctor, but that's not to say that you couldn't just do audio for the third and second Doctor. You could still get the fourth Doctor currently, even though, bless him, Tom is quite frail these days. Whether you're better off getting John Cole show, I don't know. Then from there on in, you've got very easy audio options with older Doctors, and after The Power of the Doctor, potentially video too. Certainly once you get to Paul McGann, I would say the video options are absolutely there if the actors are interested in getting involved. And let's face it, Disney's got enough money to throw at any of them to want them to get involved. That's not massively an issue. So you could do that all over Disney World. It could be Magic Kingdom, like I say, based on the different parts of the park and the places that you can go. So let's say, for example, you were in Frontierland, and it was all old, sort of Davy Crockett-y, semi-cowboy-y kind of affair. The Doctor's turned up in the Old West and he's got something that you need to do. Perhaps you need to go and scan the train at Big Thunder Mountain. Or perhaps we could tie it into the coming Tiana's Bayou adventure, and you've got to do something there relating to New Orleans, perhaps. You could have something down in Adventureland. I wouldn't want to say that you have to go on rides to do things, because the thing with Adventureland is it'd be great if there was something you had to do actually on Jungle River. I think if you're forcing people to do a ride on top of completing this mission/attraction, you kind of put in an extra stumbling block in the way, and I think that would become a negative. So that's one way to do it. You could do it just within any given park. You could have it round World Showcase and the Doctors visit in different countries. But I think when you're talking about Doctor Who and you're talking about the ability to travel all through time and all through space, if you can make that a wider appeal, then really what you don't want to have to go, oh, it's just around these countries and planet Earth. Let's make it that you can travel to somewhere that is a fantasy land, somewhere that is this futuristic wherever and whatever. Tie it in with some of the other IP you've got there. You've got Guardians of the Galaxy, obviously, you've got Ratatouille. Just bring those things together. So you could have like a police box in all of these different areas. You go up to the police box with your app, you scan the police box, a doctor, you could have a different doctor at each location, gives you a mission to do. You go away, do the mission, whatever that may be, scan something, take a picture of something. You can complete it. So you could complete a doctor, if you will. Perhaps your reward is, I don't know, like a download of a wallpaper of that doctor's TARDIS. Ugh. That's terrible. But you get the idea. It's just a little something. But there's so much potential there. So that's one thing you could do. And I'm wondering if there is anything behind this, because prior to the pandemic, oh God, do we still have to keep talking about that? There was an announcement that there was going to be a Mary Poppins attraction built into the United Kingdom in Epcot. I think it's been officially announced it's not happening, or it's very strongly rumoured it's not happening. I'm not sure. Maybe that's because in the UK they're now going to put a Doctor Who attraction. So in the same show building, which will be kind of tucked behind the UK, backing onto Canada almost. But again, you stick a police box there that you have to walk through as the entrance. So you go into the TARDIS, and inside there's a ride or a walk-through attraction, perhaps another dark ride, perhaps another dark ride on the new technology where it's all trackless, where you go through various Doctor Who stories. So come up against Daleks, Cybermen, Weeping Angels, Sontarans. Oh, who knows? Who knows? Oh, there we are. There's a pun for you. Crap on, but there's a pun. So perhaps that's what's coming. I just think with this partnership, although it's only been described as a distribution deal, I think if Disney are doing anything with it, and let's face it, there's not going to be we'll stick it on our service just as a, just for a bit of fun. There's financial involvement here. There's also been mentioned that, they've now got, while not Marvel budgets or Star Wars budgets, but they've got Disney rather than BBC budgets. That's going to bring something, isn't it? With Disney doing what they do so well, and knowing that Doctor Who attractions like the Doctor Who experience from about 10 years ago, that did extremely well all the way through to the end. It was only, in my opinion, very short-sightedness of Cardiff Council that actually got taken away. It was still doing great. The BBC would have happily kept it, so I hear. Why on earth would you not take this opportunity with the absolute global forerunners of attractions? Why would you not get involved? Why would that not be something? Fingers crossed.
Can you see understand?